Test. Is it working? So then there's a volume control on each side. You can make louder or softer.
Okay.
See if you can adjust it there. And there's one for each side individually, so you can make it just the way you want. And then we turn on this, and this is called active noise reduction. So there's a little, I don't know if you've ever seen that, like in those little Bose headsets or whatever. Okay, throttle 1000, oil pressure right there is in the green, flaps. Why don't you go ahead and do that, just put the flaps up. And you can see out over your shoulder there, you can see them coming up. Mixture lean for taxi, so we push this button and come out about an inch. Transponder, let's go ahead and turn that on standby. Okay, so this does nothing on the ground. So we're steering, so there's full left, and I kind of touch that left brake a little bit. There we go, so then about here we're kind of straightening out. So that nose wheel turns with the rudder pedals.
Yes, there's traffic, Cessna 1424 Echo, 10 miles to the south, inbound for landing at 149 knots, 2,500 feet.
Okay, there's our left turn. And there really is a lot to this taxiing. I mean, that really bugs people to get used to that. Why don't you go ahead and try it out just a little bit, kind of left and right here as we go.
I don't want to lose yet.
Here we can do, let's go off to the right here. Okay, so just push, there you go. Yep, so maybe just kind of leave that there. There you go. Okay, so here, just put your hands in your lap. There you go. Let's try a hard left turn now. There you go. Now try a little bit of left brake. There you go. Very nice. See how it tightens it up? Okay, so let's stop here. See that little machine there with the little tower? That's called the Automatic Weather Observation System, AWOS, AWOS. And let me find a blank. CIE?
EY.
K-E-L
S-E-Y.
S-E-Y. Kelsey. What's your last name?
Snyder, S-N-Y-D-E-R.
S-C-S?
S-N-Y-D-E-R.
Wow. I was thinking the whole Schneider thing. And today is the 5th. Kelsey Snyder. Cool. So right there, Automatic Weather Observation System.
The Beatrice Airport, runway 1432 is closed. Runway 36 threshold is displaced 2,609 feet. Declared distance for runway 1836 is 2,991 feet. And this is until further notice. Please call the airport for more information or check NOTAM.
It's all recording business.
Beatrice Municipal Airport, automated weather observation. 1355 Zulu, weather, wind 150 at 10, visibility 10, clear below 12,000, temperature 23 Celsius, 2.20, altimeter 2992, remark, density altitude 2,600.
The Beatrice Airport, runway.
So then, so the wind's kind of from the south, so we'll taxi way to the far end and then take off this way. And then here's our first radio broadcast. Beatrice traffic, that's who we're talking to. And we're not expecting any response.
Beatrice traffic, Cessna 1424 Echo, entering the downwind for runway 18.
So there's another airplane coming in from Marysville. Beatrice traffic, that's who we're talking to. Cessna 869, N is November. E is echo. Echo. So that's who we are, 869 November. And then what we're doing, taxiing for departure, and then they say the name of the town over again, Beatrice. So if you were going to say that on the microphone, what would you say? How would you say it?
All of that?
Yeah.
Beatrice traffic.
Yep.
Beatrice traffic says 869 November Echo, taxiing for departure Beatrice.
Perfect. So maybe put your microphone up just a little bit closer, and then that's my push-to-talk button, like a walkie-talkie. That's yours on that side, so why don't you just push the button and make that broadcast.
Beatrice traffic says 869 November Echo, taxiing for departure Beatrice.
Perfect.
Beatrice traffic Cessna 1424 Echo on downwind for runway 18.
Okay, so he heard you say you're taxiing for departure, and he made a broadcast telling you where he was. So we know so let's say here's our runway, and we're gonna, so there's a kind of a traffic pattern. This is the runway, and this is the downwind base and final approach. So he's over here. He's over here on downwind, coming around the land. Okay, so right turn, we'll just head on out. Everybody does that same thing, so you're cool. There you go, just keep turning. I don't think there's anything else in the world that you steer with your feet like that, is there? It's just very unusual. Okay, here's a hard right turn. We'll go on this taxiway. Try a little bit of right brake. Very nice.
Beatrice traffic Cessna 1424 Echo, turning base to final for runway 18. We'll be doing a touch and go and departing to the southwest.
So that, to me, sounds like a, there you go. So now along here, maybe just make sure your feet are down on just the rudder so you're not dragging the brakes by mistake. This guy sounds like maybe a student pilot. And he flew from Marysville, Kansas to here, and then he's going to just touch and then go on to some other airport. There he is, on final approach. You're really doing very well with this. Usually by now we're in the grass. So he's got his landing flaps down. Okay, so now here you're thinking about both brakes together. There you go. Try again, both brakes. There you go, very good. We'll just go into that far corner right over there. Very good, I'll kind of help you here. Now here's where we turn, make a U-turn, and we'll just point right into the wind. Go. Okay, so brakes are on, controls free and correct. I'm just really making sure that...
Beatrice traffic Cessna 1424 Echo, clearing the area.
Elevator trim. So this little wheel, just that little, you see that indicator in there? So I'm putting that on the takeoff setting. And then here's where we test the engine. So we run this up to about 1700. We pull on the carburetor heat and we get a little decrease in power. And then it comes back up. Now on the key there, if you go 2 clicks to the left. Yep. There you go, and then 2 clicks back. And now just 1 click to the left and 1 click back. So the engine has 2 separate ignition systems. And we tested both of them. So, see, vacuum is there, ammeter's over here. the vacuum comes up when we rev the engine. See that? Engine instruments. The flight instruments we call the 6-pack here. And here we put that on the field elevation. And then this we set with the compass. Let's see, south is 180 degrees from north. So that's about 165. We push that in. So that's a little gyroscopically stabilized instrument. Okay, so each time this light flashes, the air traffic control radar is reflecting off of our airplane. And here we just pull up to the line. This little receiver I run for just added safety. It picks up other airplanes' transponder reply. So it just gives us advanced warning, you know, if there's another airplane in the area. Close the window there. So here's that other airplane right there, 1.6 miles away, 1,300 feet above us. Okay, Beatrice traffic. Cessna 869 November Echo, departing runway 18, Beatrice.
Okay. Say it all name.
You bet.
Beatrice traffic, Cessna 869 November Echo, departing runway 18, Beatrice.
Very good. Okay, we'll just go straight out and we'll kind of check, make sure nobody else coming in to land. Boy, maybe I should have put some ice in the cooler unit. It's pretty humid today. You can change that however you want, you know, for fresh air. Okay, and then here we have just a little bit of wind from the left. All these real important items look good, and your feet are on the rudder pedals and not the brakes by mistake. And once you run the throttle, we'll just go all the way in full power.
Right now?
You bet. And then if you just leave your hand on that, that way if we change our mind, you know, like a deer jumps out in front of us or something, your hand's already there and you can just yank it back. So the airspeed's coming alive. So at this point, I'll just kind of raise the nose like this and just ride the wheelie. And when the airplane gets going fast enough, we just lift off the runway. We are flying. There's your terminal building over there. There's your mom and dad right there. Right in front of the building. Okay, so we're feeling just a little bit of turbulence, but not too bad. So when you watch out the front, you can kind of keep the wings level left and right like this. See to the horizon. We'll just kind of climb up a ways and fly around the city a little bit. Pretty hazy. Past few weeks we've had a bunch of smoke from, I guess up in Canada. There's some forest fires or something. Getting up close to 1,000 feet off the ground, so we can just kind of push forward and level off. Reduce the power a little bit, lean the engine. Good. How's the trim? Can you let go completely and have it stay there? Good. There you go. How about a left turn and we'll just go out over that way.
Lutheran.
There you go. There's the Beatrice High School. You guys ever play them?
Sometimes. Our girls basketball does, but our boys don't anymore.
One of the things that I was surprised when I first started flying was how many people have swimming pools. Because you don't see them from the road, you know, when you drive by, because they're in people's backyard. But there's a lot of swimming pools. Well, how about a right turn? So do you think it's easier to fly the airplane than to taxi?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what most people say. A little smoother up here, isn't it?
Yeah.
So that air down low is a little bit bumpier. That's pretty typical usually, you know, because the sun heats the ground and then you get those updrafts. So the bumpiest time to fly is like 3 p.m. in the afternoon, you know, and that's the hottest. Commander traffic, helicopter 458 Alpha Mike, fly to the south inbound for 18. Florida. Actually 20, inbound for 20. Kind of see some wind. See how we're pointed this way, but we're actually kind of drifting northwest. So there must be a south wind up here, a little bit stronger than on the ground.
So where's the airport from here? Over there?
Straight up.
Okay.
You're doing very well. You're flying the whole thing all around here. So you seem to have the left and right figured out pretty well. The up and down is a little more sensitive, so maybe just kind of ease back and you'll see the nose come up. There you go. So that would be like the climb, you know, and then just kind of very gently forward. It's like a car, except you're in 3 dimensions. Here you can see some of the flooding that we've been having, where I guess the water's down now, but you can see where the farmland is all been flooded. It is really hazy today. Normally you can see Lincoln and Seward and Fairbury and Wilburn. If we kept going that way, we'd run into that rain we saw on the radar. In fact, you can almost kind of... That might be rain over there, further north. How about a left turn, and we'll go around this little plant here. There's a natural gas pipeline that goes here on an angle. And this is an electric generator plant. And they pull off that natural gas off that pipeline, and they squirt it into this. They have 2 turbine engines I think it's the same engine that they put on a Boeing 737 airliner. It looked like a General Electric turbine engine. And there's a gearbox reduction, to the generator. But when everybody gets home at 5 p.m. after work and turns on their stove to make supper and turns on the TV and the air conditioner and just kind of loads down the power grid, they spool that up, and it's just kind of a supplement. Because they can turn this generator on, on and off every day, whereas like a coal plant or a nuclear plant just takes, like weeks to get it up and running. I don't know if it's running now or not. It doesn't look like it. The cooling towers are all off there. So it's a little more expensive fuel than, say, coal, but it's real quick and easy to turn on and off. And then this plant here, this is called the Hoig fertilizer plant. It also taps into that natural gas pipeline going across here. And it's, let's see, natural gas is like methane, CH3. And they split that and they combine the hydrogen with nitrogen from the air to make NH3, anhydrous ammonia. And then they combine this with oxygen to make CO2. So they combine air with the methane to get these two. So then this is the fertilizer that they put on for nitrogen fertilizer. And then the carbon dioxide they ship next door and they make dry ice out of it.
Oh.
It's just like a byproduct of their operation. Well, you seem pretty relaxed.
Kind of.
Let me show you how this trim works here. So let's say your job is to keep the nose from the horizon to the top of the cowling there on the engine. Maybe, what is that, about 2 fingers for you? Is that about how far that is below from the horizon to the top of the nose?
Yeah.
Okay, so your job is to just keep it locked in right there. And I'm going to kind of mess up this trim to challenge you a little bit. There, see how it's trying to go down?
Yeah.
And you're holding back? Getting kind of heavy?
Yeah.
Okay, so now use this hand and just roll that back. So watch out the front there.
How far?
Just keep rolling. There you go. See how it relieves the pressure?
Yeah.
So just keep going until you can let go with the other hand there. There. See that? So that's called elevator trim. So if we were going all the way to Salina and it was nose heavy like that, you'd get really tired of holding that. Okay, so let's do one more. This time I'll have it go the other way. So you're having to push now. Getting heavy. Okay, so now roll it forward this time. I moved it quite a bit, so you might have to. There you go. Good. Are they? You're funny. Well, let's see. There's our airport. So how about a left turn towards the north? And we'll just listen to
1415 Zulu, weather, wind 140 at 8, visibility 1.
Okay, so the wind is almost identical to when we left. So we'll be, just keep turning there. So we'll just go out here and kind of make a big U-turn, and then I'll show you how to land this thing.
Okay.
Why don't we go out a little farther? So we're at 2,550 there. Okay, so this is level flight here, so now if we just go ahead and just let the nose down. There you go. So now we're in kind of a descent. Altitude's coming down. We're descending about 400 feet a minute. And let's do a broadcast. Let's see. How about 3 miles north, inbound landing Beatrice.
See that?
Do that.
Beatrice traffic, Cessna 869, November Echo, 3 miles north, inbound landing Beatrice.
Very nice. Okay, so now we can start our turn. Some of these crops look pretty thin. So your dad's a farmer? Cool. So you're a farm girl?
Yeah.
So you've driven tractors and stuff?
A couple times.
Yeah. Oh, there we are down in that bumpy air again. Right on schedule.
Keep turning?
Yep.
Or?
Okay, so there's our runway. It's looking good. Yeah, it's noticeably bumpier down here. Doesn't seem to bother though, does it? Just kind of, it's like learning to drive on a county road or gravel road where it's, you know. Okay, so there's kind of your center line. So we'll just turn a little bit more. There we go. Final approach, 18 Beatrice. So at this point we're just watching 2 things, the runway, you know, with the angle, and the airspeed. So just runway, airspeed, runway, airspeed. There's our new hospital there, expanding already. Don't you guys have a new hospital too?
Yeah, we have a hospital.
But it's relatively new, isn't it?
I don't know, some parts of it.
So here I'm trying to keep a nice stabilized approach. You know, I'm not pitch changing or power changing or anything. It's just nice and stable. Okay, so this is the approach, and then right about in here, that's the round out where you go from descending to just flying level. And then this is called the flare, where you're just kind of holding it off, burning off some energy, just feeling for the runway. Just kind of what those tires touch. And then here we hold the nose up like a duck landing on water. Nothing to it. So this will be all brand new concrete here before November. Now we're back to steering with our feet again. Okay, and here we cross this line. So now we're officially off the runway. And our last radio call, down and clear, runway 18 Beatrice.
Beatrice traffic, Cessna 869, November Echo, down and clear, runway 18 Beatrice.
Yep. For some reason, they always say those numbers separately. Runway 18, runway 36.
Okay.
I don't know why. After landing checklist, flaps, carb heat. Whew. Well, that was a pretty nice ride. Sometimes I'll do an introductory flight with somebody and it's just bumpier than crap. We just get beat up the whole flight, you know. Okay, and then here we aim right towards that blue barrel. And then we kind of watch this wingtip on the right. And then there's our center line of our hangar right there. And then we shut off the radios, lights, mixture. And then magneto's off, remove key.
This one?
Yep.
Just
So just turn it completely off, and then pull that out, and then master switch off.